Welcome back to the sweatshop, boys and girls. Today we're going to be working on this 2016 Honda Civic. What we're doing on the Civic in today's video, boys and girls, is we are changing out a pair of air filters. We have one for the engine, which is of course important, but even more important is the one for the cabin, because this is what you breathe, boys and girls. So this is definitely a job that you boys and girls can do at home. The reason why I'm filming this is because there are folks out there who from time to time want to do this stuff on their own, and I don't blame them, because there are quick lube joints. Monsieur Lubis is one of them, and you know, joints like that, they tend to really lube you in the places that you don't really want to be touched, where the sun don't shine, if you catch my drift. Unfortunately, for lack of a better term, boys and girls, a lot of people who are just either straight up scam artists or really stupid or uneducated about what their supposed job is, they like to take advantage of people. And that's primarily why I'm doing this video, because I don't like seeing people get taken advantage of. Now, I did call my local dealership. Unfortunately, they don't have this guy in stock, and apparently it's back ordered here in Canada, and I don't know what's going on down in the States, but this guy here is available. Between the two, I think it was like $60 or something like that, so they're not crazily expensive. The cabin air filter tends to be a little bit more expensive, but you can get a good aftermarket option, which sometimes comes with these detergents or cleaners or whatnot. I don't, it's not cleaners, hold on. Yeah, so some of these guys will come with these sort of things, with Arm & Hammer baking soda, deodorizer crap and whatnot. And now, really, I don't know whether it makes a difference or not, but, you know, hopefully it does. Anyhow, sometimes the aftermarket world does tend to be about the same price or cheaper than the dealership. So, you know, your choice. Now, all that rambling out of the way, boys and girls, let's go ahead and get this done. First thing you're going to need to do, boys and girls, is hit that subscribe button and the notification bell so you never miss one of my new videos. And of course, continue watching the video. Now, first step in order to complete this task is to open up that hood. Now, I'm assuming that if you're watching this video, you're probably not really familiar with cars. So, of course, driver door open. If you're not doing this on the hoist, it should be relatively easy. As you can see there, boys and girls, pull the hood latch and you're good to go. Maybe a bit hard to notice, but that little lever there, you need to pull it across to your right. This, boys and girls, is the desired effect. Of course, don't forget your hood prop. That guy right over there, I have been hit with a hood before. Of course, that's not because I didn't put the prop in place. That's because it had dead hood shocks, which, well, that's a story for another day, boys and girls, and it's one that you don't want to ever tell. Anyhow, as you can see, this is our engine, boys and girls, and in this section here is our air filter. You can usually tell because there's a big black tube, which is the intake duct, that's connected to your air filter box. So what we're going to do now is set up the camera, and then we'll show you how to pull this guy off. Now, the air filter on the Honda is extremely easy, boys and girls. It's not hard at all, which makes your life easy. Literally, all you need to do, boys and girls, in order to check it as well as change it, is plop this guy back here. Push down and to the side, of course, away from the airbox, and you'll simply be able to lift the airbox off like this. Now, there are two tabs in the back there. As you lift up, you're gonna have them kind of come loose like that. Now, do not yank it up any higher than this. The reason being is because you have this wire here which connects to your mass airflow sensor. If you rip that or break it, well, it's going to be a very expensive day, or a real pain in the ass wiring repair that no one wants to deal with. So be gentle with it. Of course, grab your air filter and pull it out. Now you can see here, boys and girls, that thing is pretty soiled. There's a lot of crap in there. So imagine trying to suck air into your engine through all that debris. It's going to be quite hard. So although when it appears to be quite dirty, it can still perform well, it is wise to change these things every once in a while. That's what it should look like. Now, let's go ahead and place it in. Quite simply, reverse the process, boys and girls. Try your absolute best not to get it dirty. Slide it into place. Now, if you're comfortable, what you can do is pull this guy off and clean the basin there. I'm going to do that off camera. It's not something that most of you guys are going to do at home, so I figure it's not really important for me to show you how to do it. Ah, fuck, you know what? I should show them how to do it, son of a bitch. So as you can see, boys and girls, it's quite easy to swap out your filter, but you don't want your filter to get plugged up prematurely. So what you can do to do some preventative maintenance is move this guy aside here and then blow out the crud and crap that's in the base of the air box. That way it's not going to get sucked right up into your brand new filter. What you need, boys and girls, is a number 2 Phillips screwdriver. What you're going to do is just loosen up the clamp here. Okay. With the clamp loose, what you're going to do is just wiggle the box out of place. Oh my God. Oh Jesus. We're going to loosen that clamp up a little bit more. There we go. Now, twist that guy out of the way. What you need now are 2 pieces of cloth. One to cover that guy up there and the other to cover up the intake tube. Now, boys and girls, I don't have a rag that is clean enough that I would deem clean enough to use because this sensor here is quite expensive and the little wire gets contaminated quite easily. So we're going to use this here bag. And just so we make sure that we're playing it safe, we're using a Honda bag for extra protection. There's absolutely no validity to that statement. It is a joke, so hopefully you found it funny. Grab the bag, place your complete intake box inside, and just make sure it's nice and sealed up. And stuff the hot wire end with the bag. Now, let's go ahead and grab another bag for this guy here. I just found this on my cart, so instead of, going to look for stuff, we're just, using what we have, boys and girls. And then stuff the rest inside, like so you know that you're getting a good seal. Now, you can't get a vacuum, a blower, whatever you like, just get all the crap out of there. Just remember, boys and girls, if you are going to use a blower, make sure, well, obviously, you have compressed air. Second thing is you have goggles because, no one wants sand in their eyes and no one wants to go blind because you try to save some money changing out your own air filter. That would be a very bad idea. So, blow it out. Once the majority of crap is blown out of the box, boys and girls, what you can do is just take a rag and try to get off whatever big chunks of debris may be left over. Wipe it down nice and firmly, and then just blow out whatever residue you've knocked loose. Winner, winner, chicken dinner! Go ahead, grab your new air filter and put it into place. As I was saying, boys and girls, before I was rudely interrupted by that pile of shit compressor, what you need to do now is just pull the bags off nice and gently. Hope to God that there's no debris or residue that's caught up on your bag. Like so, right there. Gently pull it off. Of course, don't be afraid of anything on the bottom because gravity. If I have to explain that to you, you should put the tools down. Anyhow, grab your air box, make sure your wire is in a comfortable position, and then, without hurting the top of your filter, slide your air box back into place. Make sure that the 2 tabs on the box connect with the bottom portion of the air box. I don't think we're connecting properly. Yeah, there we go. Of course, as you hold your box, put your tube back into place. There is a little nub there. You want to make sure that that nub lines up. Let's see if I can get you a shot of the nub. Right there, boys and girls, is the nub on the top of the intake tube. With that guy in place, what you want to do is just make sure, again, that all your tabs are back properly. Then push your box on firmly. Make sure it's sitting nicely. You shouldn't have to go at this extremely hard or anything. Just a nice firm push should set it in place. And of course, put your tabs back. Do the opposite. Just pull up and onto the box. I know what you're thinking. That's it? Yeah, pretty much. That's it, boys and girls. You are good to go. Now what I'm going to do is with the box completely back and in place and our air filter in its nice new home, we're going to just blow off whatever residue we blew onto the surrounding area of our engine, just because I don't like having dirt everywhere. And then we'll move on to the cabin air filter. Well, boys and girls, as you can see, everything looks just a little bit tidier and neater. I think the takeaway here is a quick blowjob makes everything better. Most importantly, boys and girls, after the blowjob, don't become complacent. Make sure that you tighten up your airbox clamp. Word of advice with the clamp, boys and girls, it is something that bottoms out, so you don't have to put all kinds of pressure on it. Don't tighten it up like you're the Hulk. Nice and snug is more than enough. Now, boys and girls, very important, if you are a larger feller like myself or gal, what you'll need to do is make sure that you can open up the passenger side door the complete way. The reason being is because we need to fit ourselves into this tight little space on the passenger side of the vehicle to access the glove box there. Of course, the glove box isn't the hardest thing to get to, but it can be a little bit challenging if you're larger, so make sure you're aware of that. Now would be the absolute best time for me to tell you that if you are having somebody take care of this job for you, boys and girls, make sure you don't have anything that you don't want them to see in your glove box. If there's anything private that you'd like to take away, like, whatever, just make sure you clear it out of the earbox, because if you don't, they'll be putting their hands on it in order to gain access to your air filter. So take that into account. Now, that being said, let's go ahead and dive into the airbox. What you need to do, boys and girls, is go ahead, reach across, and open up the airbox. When you open up the airbox, you'll notice a slit like this on either side of the airbox that you'll need to pry down on with your hands. What you're going to do is simply just pry it back, and then you'll notice when you pry it back that there is a little rubber piece that holds the airbox up into this section of the dashboard. You just need to clear that section enough in order for the airbox to make its way all the way down. Once the airbox is all the way down, you can see that there's an open area here. This is the area that you need to access. This panel here, boys and girls, is basically what you need to open up in order to access your air filter. It looks a bit challenging and kind of confusing, but it's really not. There are tabs on either side. Keep note of the airflow direction. It is important, but the tab is over there and over here. What we'll need to do is gently take this tab here and force it toward your air filter blower. What that's going to do is lift away the back portion of the tab, which is clipping this plastic piece into place. So push down like that, and then as you push down, pull away. Do the same thing on the opposite side. And voila, there, my friends, is your air filter. Place this in a safe place where you're not going to roll over on it or break it somehow. You'd be surprised how many people break those things. Pull this guy slowly out. The reason being is because you don't want to blow all the crap that's in your air filter throughout your HVAC system. And of course, you don't want to drop it on the seat. Once you get it out, look around for any debris in there. Well, I can't really see anything, so there's nothing to clean. If you do see something, what you'd use is a vacuum cleaner or your hands to get out whatever large debris is in there. Now, if you can't get it out with your hands or a vacuum cleaner, unfortunately, you're going to have to disassemble the blower motor if you really want to get to it, or leave it alone. Of course, boys and girls, go ahead, grab your new air filter. Make sure that you look at the side of it. It should tell you what the airflow direction is for your air filter. As you can see there, our airflow is currently pointed up, and if you remember the airflow directions on our cap, they were pointed in the down position. And for the extra special people out there, it also shows you right there on the airbox which direction your cabin air filter should be in terms of its direction of flow. Make sure you place the filter in properly, slide it all up in there, and there you go, boys and girls. We are good to go. Now just put the cap back on. Push the tabs in to make sure that they're clipped, and then just give it a yank. Oh, that's not clipped. There we go. Give it a yank on either side. There we go. And now we're good to go. You want to make sure that it is clipped in there properly. A lot of times people don't clip it in there properly, and on a lot of cars that thing will end up falling out, and then people will complain of low airflow and all kinds of fun stuff. So don't do those stupid mistakes and land yourself in some hot water. Well, it's not really hot water. Don't give yourself a headache, essentially. Now with your glove box, boys and girls, you got to slowly push it back into place. If for whatever reason it is extremely tight, what you're going to do is just take your fingers and push on the plastic piece. That is that. It's good to go. Now all you gotta do is put all your crap and toys back into your glove box here, and you are good to go. That is it, boys and girls. Now, boys and girls, before we end the video, I'd like to tell you a couple of things that you should know and keep in mind for yourself. It is important to change these things out. Unfortunately, these things have got a really bad rap because people commonly get scammed and taken advantage of by places like Monsieur Lubes and all that sort of stuff. Unfortunately, just because there are a few people out there who take advantage of you doesn't mean that these things shouldn't be changed from time to time. Now, luckily, if you have a Honda like this thing, it's going to tell you when you should change it. That being said, boys and girls, the owner's manual is generally the best place to look up this sort of information and not the service advisor, unfortunately. A good rule of thumb is no more than 2 years for either of these filters. Generally, it's not the best of ideas. The reason being is because sometimes if you leave these things for a really long time, even though they're not dirty, if you have a rock or some sort of foreign object in this guy here, it could potentially poke a hole in the filter membrane. And then of course you're going to get dirt, which will eventually make its way onto your mass airflow sensor, which is a very, very expensive sensor most times. So this thing here, boys and girls, regardless of how expensive it may potentially be, isn't going to be as expensive as a mass airflow sensor, which generally can range from $2 to sometimes in ridiculous cases like $2,000. It's kind of crazy what some car parts are worth for certain cars. As for this here, well, it's subjective. It's the same sort of thing. I mean, how much do you value the air that you breathe, right? If the air that you breathe is important to you, like it should be, well, you should change this thing at least every couple of years, and if not, even sooner. Generally, for both these filters, it's recommended 2 years or 30,000 for most vehicles out there and whatnot. But of course, check your owner's manual. If you're asthmatic or have lung issues or problems breathing, I suggest changing this thing sooner rather than later. Hopefully, boys and girls, this answers some of the questions you may have out there. Of course, if you do have any leftover questions that I haven't answered or haven't done a great job of answering, well, leave a comment below and I'll try my best to answer them for you. Of course, boys and girls, that being said, that is all she wrote for this one. Hopefully you enjoyed the video, found it entertaining and helpful. Of course, if you did, please like, share, and subscribe. Don't forget to hit the notification bell so you never miss one of my new videos. And as always, thanks for watching. We will see you in the next one. For lack of a better term, fuckery. No, I can't say that. Hit that subscribe button so you never miss any of my videos. And then, oh wait, that's not how that works. Wire, which connects to your mass airflow. So boys and girls, as you can see here, it's really easy to swap the filter out. But if you... What you can do is get yourself... Oh my god. What you can do, boys and girls, is get yourself a number 2... Fuck. Why can't I say yourself? I can say it off camera or when I'm not recording. Stupid Jimmy. What you need, boys and girls, is a number 2 Phillips drive... Oh god, lunch is coming out, boys and girls, out of my chest. That was a burp. It wasn't very comfortable because I was talking. Anyhow, once the majority of the crap is blown out of the box, oh, that lunch is really doing a number. God damn. That's my neighbor's pile of shit compressor. I'll be back, boys and girls, because whenever editing, that thing shows up in the background like a mother sucker. I'll tell you, it is loud and annoying. I'll let this fucking thing adjust now. Now, boys and girls, very important here. As you can see, I am at the passenger side of the vehicle. There is the passenger door on your right side of your screen. Where we are headed is into the driver's side. What? That's fucked up. I gotta do that whole shot over again now. Now, boys and girls, as you can see here, it is very important to have access to the full size of the opening of the... Oh boy. It's fucking hard to breathe when you're slumped over with a camera in the way. Anyhow, don't hit the fucking camera. Unfortunately, I think I might have to do this off camera so I can get my fucking hand in there. Now, boys and girls, there are a few... Yeah, settle down, camera. God, it's hard to fucking breathe like this. Now, boys and girls, before we end the video, I'd like to tell you a few things that are important that a lot of people don't tell you because, you know, I don't know what the fuck I'm saying.